I have 20 trellises that help me triple and even quadruple the amount of food I'm growing in my garden. The first one here is my tree branch obelisk. One thing I love about this is it came from tree branches we trimmed from our backyard, just tied at the top with twine, stick it in the ground, and boom, you're done. It's a lightweight to medium trellis, depending on the size of branches that you have. And here I've got some zinnias growing underneath, so it really makes for a perfect support for them, but would also be perfect for cucumbers or any other plants that need just a little bit of support. And it's a 2x2 by 7-foot post and my fence. Now, this is a super heavy duty post, strong enough to handle this sunflower, which will grow to about 15 feet tall and will be quite heavy. As it grows up past this trellis, I'll actually attach it to my fence so you've got plenty of support. It would also work good for heavy vegetables like tomatoes. The next trellis is this wire squirrel trellis, an instant trellis you can pop in the ground up against a fence. Gives nice visual interest here on the hill. This is a lightweight trellis, perfect for these runner beans or even here black-eyed Susans or a sunflower. This next one is the ladder mesh trellis. This is 2 pieces of ladder mesh, which you can actually get in the masonry department at your hardware store. Tied together in the middle here with cable ties. They're about 7 foot long, so it makes for a nice long trellis to arch over a garden bed. Now it's a nice lightweight trellis and it's galvanized so it's not gonna rust. This next one is great for you busy folks. It's a great grab and grow trellis. It's a bamboo twine trellis. You can grab these at just about any garden center. All you have to do is push it in the ground, wrap some twine around it, and it works perfectly for shorter, more lightweight vegetables like beans to give them that little extra. Are you growing sunflowers? Save your old stalks and you have a free instant trellis. And then there's this tree branch stake. Nice sturdy tree branch paired with twine to tie back my daisies. And then there's my tree branch rope fence. You wouldn't believe how many compliments I get on this, all from tree branches. This bamboo teepee trellis literally only takes about 5 minutes to install and is perfect for containers from 5-gallon on up to 10 or 15-gallon. So I grabbed these at my local garden center. They're about 10 feet tall, just wound a thick sturdy twine around the top, fan them out in my container, and it works great even for heavier weight vegetables like a tomato. I've got cucumbers growing here that work really well for squashes. Another oldie but goodie is the inverted tomato cage. 2 tomato cages, top one inverted, attached with cable ties. I don't have a space for it yet, but I'm hanging on to it. This one's heavy duty. It's the gift that keeps on giving. To wrap up this section here, you can't forget about the very basic tomato cages. Plain Jane, but quick to install, inexpensive, and they definitely get the job done. Now, I don't use these for full-size tomatoes, but they work great for peppers, small dwarf tomatoes, or any very light kind of mid-height vegetable. Next for grab and grow trellises, some of my favorite are the tower trellises. Now these add a ton of visual appeal to the garden. I like the unusual shape. I like how they're wooden and add a real organic, natural feel to the garden. They really are beautiful. These are not ones you're gonna find at your local big box store. I actually found them at a local nursery. These are pretty heavy duty, so that's one thing that I like about them too. Here I'm growing some squash vertically, as well as some dahlias. Next, just use your existing fences. This is a typical lattice you can get at any hardware store, about 6 foot tall. We just attached it to our wooden fence here, and I'm using it to trellis my blackberries. It's more of a lighter weight trellis you can also use for polar runner beans, tall flowers, or even cucumbers or vining squash. This next section takes a little bit more time to assemble and install, about 15 to 30 minutes. My favorite one here is this garden obelisk. It adds so much texture and vertical structure to the hill. It's nice and sturdy, made out of galvanized metal, and I love the shape of it, nice pointed top. Next, we have the tree branch fence. Now this one is fun because you can really customize it to fit your space, make it taller depending on the tree branches that you have, make it sturdier with thicker tree branches. But I love putting this one up against a fence here, kind of just to enclose some of my flowers here. So it works great for taller vegetables or flowers, again, that might flop over. Or you could even make it into a little circle for like a little corral for tomatoes, flowers, or beans. So this is basically just tree branches. I had a roll of galvanized fencing here that I cut to size, attached with cable ties, pounded it in place on the hill here. Next category of trellises here take about 30 to 60 minutes to install. A little bit more elbow grease, but they're well worth it as they're very heavy duty. So first one here, DIY option, is my tomato string trellis. I love these. It had 2 T-posts here and then a tall post attached to it for height, and then a nice sturdy tree branch at the top. hang your strings down, grow your tomatoes up it. We've got a full video on how to install this. Definitely one of my favorites. Next good old standby in this category is the tree branch ladder trellis. Again, made from branches we trim from trees right above us. You can make it a lot sturdier if you have sturdier branches, so just make it fit to what you have available. Stuck in a raised bed, perfect for growing cucumbers, tomatoes, squash, pretty much any vining vegetable, and I absolutely love the beautiful, organic, really fun, whimsy look it gives to this raised bed. One of my absolute favorite trellises of this summer is the teepee twine trellis. This is a new one to me this year, and it took me about 30 minutes to build. Again, made from tree branches that I trimmed, wrapped twine to make a little ladder up the top for my cucumbers to climb up of. And I've got some vegetables that need a lot of shade down here underneath, some lettuce. Next is the tower garden arch. Now this one does cost us a little bit more, but it's well worth it for the height and the beauty it adds here to the garden bed. And it is super, super sturdy. So I've got a cherry tomato growing up one side, a cucumber growing up the other side. So it adds tons of visual interest and makes a fun little tunnel and tower of vegetables here on our deck. Now a little variation of the tower arch and the tomato string trellis. I actually have two attached together here with cable ties for a nice sturdy tomato string trellis. And I'm actually growing about 6 tomatoes here. So it really gets the job done for those tomatoes. Don't limit yourself to just tomatoes on the string trellis. You can grow anything that grows up and just attach with little clips to the string. Cucumbers, squash, even have my dahlias growing over here, and got my salvia attached to this trellis as well. You can tell how much I love these tower arches. I also have them over here in the chill zone. Super heavy duty again, great for growing watermelon or runner beans. Now the other nice heavy duty trellis I absolutely love is this A-frame trellis, 2x2 posts here. These are about maybe 6 foot tall. Galvanized wire, attach them with staples. They've got hinges in the middle so you can adjust the width according to what you're growing in. Super heavy duty, but again, you can use them for whatever vining vegetable your heart desires. Beans, squash, cucumbers. Next one is a variation of this trellis right here, but just made into a panel instead of an A-frame. Now you actually can't really see it because it's covered by my jasmine here. It's basically 2 posts stuck in the ground with galvanized wire attached to it. And the cool thing about it is you can really customize it, make it taller or wider depending on the space that you have and depending on what you're growing. Another super, super heavy duty trellis is the cattle panel arch. You really can't go wrong with this one. I've grown on this one for years. This is actually 2 cattle panels attached together with wire, stuck in the ground with T-posts and then arched over. Very heavy duty. You can grow tomatoes, watermelon. My jasmine's climbing over here. My grapevine is actually climbing over. We've got pole beans going up the top. The sky's the limit again with this one. You can attach it between 2 raised beds. It really adds tons of beautiful dimension to the garden. I mean, who doesn't like a gorgeous garden arch you can walk through and enjoy with all the vegetables hanging down? Not only can you use your existing fences, but we've used our existing deck for a trellis. This one is my Espalier trellis for my fig tree. A great way to grow a big tree in a small space. So this is just T-posts pounded in about 8 feet apart, attached with a cable rail in the middle. Attach the T-posts. We have a video that explains exactly how to do this one. And then as the tree grows, I'm attaching the branches to the cable to kind of shape the direction that the branch is growing in. You might need 2 people to install this one, but it's a very cost-effective way to grow vertically and very heavy duty. I'm excited to read your comments and hear which one of these trellises you're going to build and install in your garden this summer. Thanks for watching. See you next time in the garden.